Hey, what's up, guys? I hope everybody is doing fine. Could you please take a look at the position on the board and imagine that you are playing white? This is white's move. What move would you make? You can pause the video and think about the position and try to choose the best move from your perspective. But if you don't like to pause the video, let's continue. So the clear logic says probably that castling is supposed to make your king safer. But here, white castled queenside, and the evaluation immediately dropped to below -3, so to the big black's advantage. Long castle. And in a game, black finds the answer immediately. Can you see what answer black found? Again, you can pause the video and think as long as you want to find what is the best move in this position. So the best move that was played on the board in a real game was bishop takes c3. Korbut immediately exploited the mistakes. But let's see how this position arose. Let's move to the very beginning of the game and start doing the moves which were played on the board. e4, c5, and typical Sicilian defense moves. The game was played between Svetlana Deriabina and Ekaterina Korbut in St. Petersburg in 2004. We have an accelerated dragon here. Knight c3, typical moves, pretty standard development, well-known theoretical line. Queen d2. White chooses a very ambitious setup, bishop e3, f3, followed by queen d2 and usually queenside castling. d5. And this is one of main ideas of the accelerated dragon. Black strikes in the center with d5 in one move. E takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes c6, b takes c6. And now we reach the critical moment. White has a very natural move. In fact, probably the move most club players would consider first. How about you? Would you castle here? Okay. Castle. White did. And this is a serious mistake. Before castling, black was only slightly better. After queenside castling, the engine evaluation jumps to more than -3. To the black's advantage, of course. Instead of castling, white supposed to play knight takes d5. White should eliminate the knight. C takes d5, and only then the castling is possible. In this position, black is still a little better, but this is a completely different game. The king is no longer walking into the same tactical problem that we have in our game that we are looking at right now. So, long castle and then bishop takes c3 was played in a game. B takes, queen a5. The queen joins the attack immediately. Black is already looking at a2, c3, and most important, the move queen a3 check. Queen d4. White tries to concentrate, or actually centralize his queen, but Korbut has time to take on e3. Knight takes e3. Queen takes a2. Now the black's queen is on a2, right next to white's king. Material is disappearing and the attack has not stopped. How would you defend the king here? Put the video on pause and think. So in a game, white played bishop d3. Rook d8. Black brings the last rook into the attack. Rook h e1. Rook e1 makes things even worse. But white was already in serious trouble. Even the better king move, king d2, would leave black with a winning advantage. Instead of placing rook from h1 to e1, the best was king d2, but it wouldn't help. Bishop f5, g4, queen a3, king d2. Now it's black to move. Could you please find what is the best move for black here? Put the video on pause again if you want to and think as long as you want. But if you don't want to put it on pause, then I'm gonna show the winning move. It was rook takes d3 with check. And after that move, white resigned. Why? Because, for example, if we take on c3 by pawn, then black checkmates. If we take by queen, then simply bishop takes the queen and there is nothing to discuss anymore here. And what else? If instead of taking the rook by queen or pawn, white decides to move his king on e2, then just simple rook takes e3 and black wins. So this was the victory of the black player. So the conclusion is, actually, it's not never castle queenside. The lesson is before castling, check what changes tactically around your king. Here white needed to eliminate black's knight first in the center of the board. Knight takes d5, I showed it to you, right? Castling immediately allowed b takes c3, eliminating white's knight, doubling the pawns on a queen's side, and develop unstoppable attack. And obviously Korbut never gave white another chance to survive. So that was the game, and I thank you for watching, for your likes, for your subscriptions, and for your comments also. See you next time, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.